Guten Morgen, hallo friend.
Beat me to it.
Your German is so bad.
You hit it then. Let's hear it, Mr. Keegan.
Mein Vater, und hörst du nicht, was Erlenkönig mir leise verspricht? Bleibe ruhig, mein Kind.
Oh my God.
This is
Mein Gott.
the Erlenkönig.
Gottes Lieben.
From Goethe.
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 So I was doing German at school.
Goethe.
Even when I was cheating with the book on my knees, it was a fucking questions, you know, you need to add tick, 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 just to think. I had the book on my laps, and I had like 6 on 20. And that's there, I was like, yeah, it's not even worth trying. I'm not made for it.
What I like with German is that it's a Lego language.
Lego?
Yeah, you put words next to each other, and then it creates new words.
Don't insult an entire
and
nation.
often it works.
No, it's true. They do.
I love that.
They just put like 3 words together for.
Then it's a huge word, and it works.
Right.
Okay, so
Amazing. Anyway, viel Spaß.
Ich liebe Deutschland. And this week we are at Gamescom,
Ich auch.
the largest, I think, gaming convention in Europe. I could be wrong, but it's very
Maybe
friggin'
in the
large.
world consumer
really big.
video game consumer show, I think it's the biggest in the world.
It's very
Still, I think. Maybe with China Joy.
don't look at me, man. It's your job, you know.
Yes.
I can't help you on this one.
So full disclosure, we have pre-recorded this show because we are at Gamescom right now on the
true.
show floor.
I'm not.
Roman is not.
Being very sweaty and surrounded by gamers.
You know we will miss you, Roman.
I'm not. Gonna be.
And everyone's in a good mood today. So we have a great show, actually. Don't go anywhere. Don't let this fool you. We actually have a ton of great content you want to watch on the show today.
It's true.
We shall reveal with Roman and our famous tester, who's very tall, named Alex, who's on the show a lot, the gameplay of the Nuxia and the Jiang Jun.
Finally.
Finally.
People keep asking
Yes.
me every day on Twitter when we will
Same.
see more Nuxia gameplay.
And we will
etc.
release their movesets.
Oh, yes.
Because I've been asked that also.
Oh, yes. Stefan is not here, so he won't get to enjoy the fun. He wishes he could be here.
No, he's at Gamescom.
He is
I don't think so.
time traveling. He's on vacation.
No,
Anyway,
he's not.
He's still at China Joy, that's what we will say.
yeah, he's still adjusting to jet lag. But also on the show, that is not all. We're also going to reveal our new PvE or PvAI, whichever you prefer, mode, which is called Arcade.
Arcade!
So we'll check that out in just a bit as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's a lot. But before we do that, as always, the news of the week. We're a live game. Live things are always happening, and this week is no exception. We're in the
Yep.
middle of our 2-week-long Reigning Inferno events with a lot of little bits to talk about. First thing you should know.
Twitch drops.
Exactly. Thank you. On the show today, Twitch drops are enabled. Make sure you've connected your Ubisoft account to your Twitch account. Keep the stream open. Don't go to different tabs. If you're on a different tab, it doesn't count. But with every, yeah, exactly. It's a pro tip. Every 30 minutes of viewing time, every 30, not just only 30, every 30, you get 2 XP boosts. So depending on how long the show is, the more boosts you get. And
Let's make it long.
sure, no, let's not. The last one we did was so long. Also, every 10 minutes you have a chance to win 100,000 steel, which is very generous. We should do a thing where we follow up with everyone so far who's won 100,000 steel and see
Yeah.
what they've bought with it.
Yeah.
You know, like they do with sweepstakes. Like
If I become crazy 1
Yeah.
year of champions.
I bought a
status,
Rolls
and-
Royce. And FYI, your drops will not be delivered immediately.
Now I'm picturing the Centurion driving a Rolls Royce.
Beautiful. 72 hours it takes to fully deliver your drops, so don't freak out if you don't get them right away.
And don't ask in the chat
Please don't ask in the chat.
because you won't know.
And don't do anything in the chat about drops. You don't need to do anything,
Exactly.
so don't do that. Okay, now that I said that, they're all doing it. Right, Alex? See, she confirms it.
Yeah.
I already said we're not live. I don't know why I went with that bit. Hey, this is actually
But I
good
think
news.
we'll do this joke during
Yeah,
the whole show.
Perfect.
Okay.
How do they like it? Great. This is news. You can now, as of this week, pre-order Marching Fire.
That's really cool.
It's very cool.
So you can pre-order the Marching Fire expansion that contains the 4 Wulin heroes
Oh, yes.
and arcade.
Oh, yes.
And
So with that, you get early access to the 4 Wulin,
yeah, because they have a 2-week early access with the Marching Fire expansion.
which, if you're familiar with our season passes, is how we've done it before for
Yeah.
DLC characters. You get early access to the heroes before the general public can buy them with steel. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to keep the show going. Are you falling asleep? What's happening?
Apparently I was too serious.
So people who buy the expansion get access to the Wulin heroes right away during the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, don't
and
say
then,
right away.
Then after that,
Because right away is right now.
right away when Marching Fire updates is live.
Thank you.
So right away, but in the future.
And there's also a pre-order bonus. Pre-order bonus.
Which
for-
is really cool.
Yes, it's elite outfits for our Wulin heroes, and we got an image.
And do we have a picture? Look at that.
Beautiful. Look at that.
So you get that as a pre-order.
The ornament and the outfit. Beautiful. And we didn't even say the price point. $29.99. Not bad.
Yeah, really cool. So
And
4 heroes
yes.
and the arcade activity.
And our old friend Pascal wanted us to tell you that the pre-order is digital only. So
Okay.
what you're pre-ordering, if you go right now to our website, is digital.
I love Damien learning it right. Okay.
No, but it
Yes.
makes sense in the end.
It does.
I'm like, it makes
It's
sense.
2018 after all.
So what is the chat thinking about that?
They love it. Thank
See?
you, Alex. Hey, this is also big news, actually. Starting yesterday, in the future, the 22nd of August through the 27th of August, you can get the starter edition for free on Steam.
On Steam.
We've
That's
never done
amazing.
this.
No, never.
We gave it away on Uplay back in
and we're a bit
E3,
scared.
Yes.
and now on Steam.
And we're scared because there are so many people on
There's
Steam.
a lot of people over there. So,
So,
yes,
Come.
if you're a console player, you've been thinking of switching over, you have no reason not to grab it now.
Yeah.
If you have friends who've been thinking of checking it out, they have no reason not to do it now. So let everybody know it is free
On Steam.
on Steam.
And it's a giveaway, so you have it, you keep it.
Yes, we don't take
So
it away.
it's not a free weekend,
Yeah.
it's not, you have it for
Good
good.
point. Good point.
Just have to download it to register
So,
it.
as one of our players said, you buy it for free.
You buy it for free.
Makes sense.
Not to leave our console friends in the dark, Xbox players also currently
They are
able to get the game
with the game with
for
gold.
free with
Yeah.
Games with Gold on Xbox. That's valid until September 15th.
Yeah.
So if you're a new person watching this stream today, you have a lot of options to pick up the game at absolutely no cost.
If you want to enjoy the Reigning Inferno event, that's also a good
That would have
way
been a
to do
great
it.
transition if I was ready to talk about that.
But you're not.
Not. Something else cool that I don't know if either of you guys have actually seen. Way back when, we worked with our art team to put together some cosplay guides for some of our characters. We don't have them for all. We have, I think, 6 of the original 12. We should do more. And in fact, we have done more. So available today, and Fred or someone will be dropping it in the chat, right, Alex? Yep. We have 4 new cosplay guides for the 4 Wulin. So we have just a few shots to highlight them if you want to see. I know people love the T-pose. So we give you some of the
Be
outfit.
cool as an emote, right?
Yeah, it would. It would. Some of the outfit options are in the cosplay guide. It gets into detail about materials and all that. So for our cosplayers out there, hopefully this is helpful.
So now they have only a few weeks to do it for PAX.
1 week.
Yeah.
You have 1 week.
Let's go!
1 week till PAX. But yes, happy that we're doing more of those things because those are cool. Now, Damien, let's talk about
Yes.
Reigning Inferno and stop wasting people's time because what they want to hear is our Marching Fire stuff. But we have a lot of Reigning Inferno stuff.
You have been enjoying Reigning Inferno for 1 week now,
Yes, I have.
getting the awesome exclusive loot and all. This week, what's going on? We have, maybe we can show the roadmap. We have 2 orders.
I don't think we're showing the
We
roadmap.
don't show the
We were not
the
prepared
roadmap.
to show the roadmap.
Okay, so we
Can't
show
do that.
maybe the pictures of the orders?
Yes,
maybe?
so we have 4 event orders over the course
Yeah,
of the event. We
so
already showed 2 last
already
week.
2 happens.
And now we will show the next 2.
Exactly.
Starting today,
Is Yarla Stronghold.
beautiful Valk. Be the faction with the most infernal Dominion matches played with a Viking hero. Great. Look at
So
that.
will the Viking win?
Of course they will.
They never do.
What we don't say on here is what the reward is. I don't suppose you know off the top of your head.
I don't.
Great. And starting August 27th until
I
the
think
30th.
it's still. Very still. I remember
Still.
validating still.
Still.
The amount, it's the same, I think it's the same amount as the 2 previous ones.
Oh, there you go.
And you know those.
So this
So
is the one
Kyuden
that starts August 27th
Stronghold.
and rounds out the end of the event, the Kyuden Stronghold.
So it means that in the first 2 orders there was the Beaufort Stronghold,
Oh boy.
which is the name of a cheese. Voilà. I just wanted to say.
Save it. Save that joke for this week's stream, which is 1 week ago today.
Yeah, but I will do it again.
Because you will be there for this.
Yeah, a
week.
comic, repetition comic.
Recording shows in advance is not easy.
And the chat is laughing.
They love it. Alex
Yeah,
is telling
see?
us that they
I
are
told you.
loving our jokes, as always. Also, as part of this event, and we do this
Yes.
in every one of our events pretty much, the limited time bundle.
Yeah, is live now.
Live now until September 3rd.
So it contains all the things you can loot.
Yes.
Plus the mascot fit.
Yes.
Plus the emotes that we'll show you in
Just
second.
a moment. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a little spoiler. So yeah, pick up that bundle. The price changes dynamically based on what you already have. So it'll be cheaper if you have some of the pieces of it.
Yeah, as always.
Speaking of that, there is an emote
Yeah.
coming today.
Yeah, that is time limited, so you can
That's right.
have it only for 1 week.
You can get it only for a week. You
Yeah.
can have it forever.
Exactly.
So you can get it now until August 30th. It's called Volcanic Destruction Blast. 10,000 steel.
They might be a little reference.
Might be.
Little
let's,
Easter egg.
let's check it out.
Yeah.
Fire is burning, casting a shadow. People are watching, waiting for the fall. Tell them something is coming. There's blood in the water. Give them a warning. Let it all come crashing down. Burn the castle to the ground. Hang their lives, no disguise. It's our time. Let it all come Let it all come crashing down. Burn the castle to the ground. Hang their lives, no disguise. It's our time. Let it all come
And here we are, ready to talk about the Nuxia and Jiang Jun. Christian and Andrew, you've been on the show many times at this point, but you're art director and associate art director. You focus on the characters specifically, right?
Right.
And you do the whole team.
Everything.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And he's with a new haircut.
Yeah, I know. The beautiful
With the
long
new
hair.
set.
And because some people have hard times to recognize him.
Ah.
Because he came back
His
from
hair
a
was so
holiday.
beautiful before, I broke my heart.
I have 2 kids now, so
Yeah, pulling.
don't have time to wash my hair.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. So one thing I actually wanted to ask, thinking about that, watching that trailer, is it really cool for what you guys do to then see these big, beautiful CG trailers of the characters that you've spent so much time working on and perfecting?
You know, we've been talking about a lot about working on those CG trailers with the teams and seeing the end result and watching it at E3. We were super hyped and super happy with the result. I think it was a great package having the CG trailer that gives a mood and feeling that is very specific, that sells that serves a good intro for the Wulin. And then you have the in-game trailer where you showcase how they look in game, and they were working together. It was kind of, I was super happy.
Yeah,
What about you?
me too. I was in Korea actually at the time, and I was watching it, and my heart was pounding. And not only because our character was in there as a player, I was seeing something new is coming, and it's like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's always, we're a bit anxious also because we're presenting
Yeah, it's
new
the
characters.
unveiling of
Yeah, exactly. How the people are going, how the players are going to receive our new characters. The design, are they going to work? Is it going to be exciting for everybody? So it's you're just waiting for that, and at the same time you're a bit anxious.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the reception was over the top. People very excited, and people for this very segment have been very excited for a long time to finally get a closer look at these two characters. We showed them the Tiandi and the Shaolin back at E3. We get
Right.
to go in depth on those, and they're like, "Come on, when are you going to show the other two?" And now we finally are. So I figure let's get to it.
Let's start.
So Christian has prepared a PowerPoint, as we love to do here on the show.
It's
So
a little bit like the
hot
same.
over the. There we go. Thank you.
A little bit like last time, we're gonna just go through some steps, inspiration, narrative. Let's talk about the Nuxia.
Cool.
First, as we said it already and all the time, every time we start with the weapon, that's the beginning of everything. Even before talking about the character, who he is or who she is, the type of how he's gonna look, she's gonna look. We talk about the weapon, and in this case, it's the hook swords, and that was the starting point. Then we can start thinking about the character, the archetype, and how she's gonna look. And on this case, maybe you can introduce us to.
So basically, what we were kind of looking for her costume or the character design, we were kind of trying to find some kind of the armors that can reflect her movement, because people kind of she's known as a graceful dancer among the people, but she's actually a secret bodyguard of a Wulin governor.
That's
So-
what she's part of the Nuxia. That's what it means.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And her actual name is Lin Yao. So it's
Yao.
Yao. Archetype is Nuxia. Yeah, it means female warrior, I think. So like when she moves, it appears like a dancing, but then her movement is kind of deadly to the opponents. That's how we, what kind of image that the image that we were looking for was those type of references.
Yeah. Light armor, and she was working for the governor. She was the bodyguard. So we need also something that was looking classy, but with light armor. So trying to blend both in something that feels light, where she can have the freedom of movement, because she really fights as she dances. So these were some images, among others, that were at the beginning, triggering some of the first sketches.
Right.
And we started, so Remco was working on this character, so line work, just to pull some ideas on paper. And at the beginning, we started seeing some cool elements, especially on the first one, which was very cool. But along, we try different things, and that allows us to spot some cool things for other sets as well. It's the case here. And then you put them all together, and again, the first one on the left side of the image was really interesting. We found that it was a really a good starting point for the first set. We just needed to consolidate a little bit what's under the chest, the pants, the folds, and we consolidated all the structure, the outfit, with something that looks very balanced for us. It was really cool. It was classy at the same time. It was you feel that it's light armor because we have it's leather. Here we were still missing. We needed to work on color contrast. That leads us to the final result,
Nice.
which is really nice. And here she is. Then here on this page, you see the second sketch from the left. There was something really interesting that we were starting to dig on the last one over there, like the chest plate. We wanted to bring a different flavor, something a bit more coming from another place, maybe from the desert.
Right.
And it brings something really different feeling, but feels still like a Nuxia. This is how she looks without any player expression. The only mandatory spot we have here is the cape behind, but the rest we were trying hard to try to not force any spot, so the player can really see and enjoy the materials of the outfit. This is how she's gonna look from behind, and this is with the player expression on her. Different areas, different spots. She takes very well the player expression, so the outfits are going really to shine very nice with her. And the faces. Maybe we can say a little word about the faces because we're revealing that.
We're gonna reveal a lot of faces from now on, which means in all the Chinese are the case. Our first case was the Highlander. We started from there, and now we're getting more comfortable introducing the faces. And
There's a lot of personality in that face.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So maybe now we can check it out in game.
Yeah. Here we go.
So here's a Nuxia, the set 1.
So very light armor, just leather, some metal here and there, but it's you can see that it's very light. That's why she moves super nice. The animation team has done really a great job with how she moves, the kind of tricks she has. That's pretty cool. Now you see her with the team color.
And where it's leather armor, have you introduced any? Is it the same set of materials that you'd find on other characters with leather armor?
Sorry.
Because it's a leather armor base, when you change materials, is it the same set that you'd find elsewhere in the game on leather armor, or did you have to introduce new materials?
No, it's the. So we're working with leather. It's the same material, but we were trying to create other recipes of leather. You know, here we have like embossed leather on the folds.
Yeah.
It's kind of we have like the kind of suede on the chest and the shoulders. We're trying to expand our different recipes for our materials. So this is the other set we were showcasing on with the concept, with the chest plate.
Teapot.
So this is a variation of that chest plate one, huh?
Yeah, exactly. On at the very beginning, the player will have like a nice kind of bronze chest plate, very nice looking. Here it's already like there's some player expression because this is the Gamescom build.
Right.
But player will be able to do whatever he wants, and if he doesn't want to apply all the player expression available, he can leave it as we show it before.
Cool. God, it's amazing. Go back to the second one again just to see the other. 'Cause that's the
Yeah,
same
here it is.
set, different
Yeah.
variation. Yeah.
And here you have another type of leather also that appears compared to the third one. Go to the third. Here you have the dark type of leather. On the second one is the bright one.
Cool. It really feels like a full character, you know? Like, I think partially the face is part of it, where you really feel like this is a person.
It helps to connect to it with the
yeah.
character,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool. All right, well, let's check out the Jiang Jun.
Let's do the Jiang Jun.
There he is.
So, of course, the weapons, the Guandao, what I love about this weapon is the large blade. This is something we're gonna have fun just with the weapon design, because there's a lot of spot where we can put engraving, painting, and whatsoever. Starting point, and then we start talking about who is this guy.
Right. Wow.
So this is real, and it's not
These
a
are real
matte
gigantic
painted. Yeah,
statues.
exactly.
It is real.
Which is super impressive, but because this guy is inspired from a real legendary hero.
Yeah, which named Guan Yu. So before we get to the point, the Jiang Jun means the general, and we got inspired by the Guan Yu, and this character is also one of the favorite because I grew up in Korea, and then the Romance of Three Kingdom is it's like must-read book in Korea too, and he is one of the very famous character warriors in that book, and our challenge was to bring this famous legendary character into our world. How can we translate him into
What's
for
our
honor? So that was our the task and the homework to do.
And
I
this
know
guy
that
is sorry.
our coworker Stefan on the fight team went to China Joy a couple weeks ago, and he
Right.
said when he was there, they were all asking like, where is Jiang Jun? Where is Guan Yu? So it sounds like they're quite excited for this character too because of that historical background, which is awesome.
He's elevated to the rank of God in China and in part of Asia, which that's why you have like constructions like these, which super impressive, and these are just a few ones.
Yeah.
So and it's also tricky when you have to do your own take
That's a
about
lot of
such
pressure.
a guy, you know.
Will they like it?
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Is it too much? Or-
So there were when it was revealed at E3, there were in China there were blogs about talking about these the CG trailer where we revealed these characters, especially Guan Yu, and we were relieved because the reception was very good.
Oh, great.
It was like we did it good, you know, because we were a bit anxious about that.
Oh, sure.
You know,
yeah,
it's,
yeah. You want to do it
we
right.
didn't. Well, exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So Guillaume was working on Guan Yu, and this is the first sketch. At this point, he looks more like Gandalf. Let's face it. But it's a new culture. It's something new for us. So and we needed to get into the codes of these great Chinese warriors. So. We needed to absorb all the inspiration, the references, and try to understand the lines, materials. So it starts like that, and then we refine. And honestly, this one went very fast. So this is the second iteration. As you see, compared to the first one, we're aligning everything into a structure that is symmetrical because we wanted something that is very strong. It's like a pillar. You know, you want to have this guy super strong. So bringing the symmetry helps a lot. We wanted to also bring some armor on this guy. He's using this Guan Yu, which is quite a heavy type of weapon. So we need somebody who's strong, who can hold that and swing this thing in the air. This is getting more refined, and something you're gonna see a lot on our Wulin heroes is we're using a lot of kind of the gold paint or embroidered, I think you say that in English, on the cloth, just to bring the richness. Because when we were thinking about the Wulin, how are we going to make them different from all the three other factions? So
Right.
the cloth was something where we wanted to bring that richness, because when we think about that country, we think about silk, we think about the aesthetic that they have, and the cloth was one thing. So what is cool with all the little golden symbols we have on the cloth is that you have the paint pattern and you have this thing that is above. So it kind of enrich the patterns that you have, so it looks really nice. And then here we had too much metal, and something that we wanted to do is to make it lighter, and we did that with the Shaolin as well. Is that too much metal here? It was too heavy. It was too much. So we start blending the metal, kind of metal frame, with a base that is made of leather, and it brings something that is very complementary. Super nice. I think it brings a nice balance and something that is more specific for the Wulin. And that was the final result. We went through four iterations.
Wow,
So,
that was quick.
that was good.
Great.
This is another set. This one was the right one was designed by Remco. We're trying to bring a more military version of Guan Yu. When he was a general, maybe he was his outfit was a bit more formal like that, and brings a different flavor. So
Maybe when he was younger.
as well, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have the white beard anymore.
That's right.
This is how it looks without player expression. We did a change. Here is the belt, the yellow on the belt is like the third color. We had to put it team color because we realized that playing the game, if we leave it like that, we're gonna have team identification problems. Because you concentrate too much on the chest and you see the yellow and you think it's an attacker, for example.
Right.
So we're swapping that. We're doing that this week.
Okay.
But this is without any player expression, and this is with. And so he has a lot of surface with all the cloth that we have here. And we
I
were,
can see what you were saying, where the pattern on the cloth, you can see it over the paint pattern, which is cool.
yeah. And you know, and this one is a bit more tricky because of the colors, but in some others, we're mounting all the outfits that we have on these guys. And they are taking very well the player expression, all the outfits that we have. So this is something that is pretty cool. Let's check it out in the game.
Cool.
Okay.
Back
Go
up
back.
there. Yeah, let's one over. There you go.
Here you go.
Okay.
Right.
At the beginning, he used to be pretty chubbier, heavier.
Yeah. That's
We actually
right.
started with a very heavy character.
Like Shugoki levels of heavy?
Almost.
No,
Almost.
no,
It was,
no.
I compare it. It wasn't pretty that heavy.
He was not that heavy, but
But then, like the movement that he was doing was
Yeah.
so fast, it didn't actually fit with the animation. So we had to lose his belly.
a diet.
Yeah.
You put him on a diet.
It's a successful one.
great. Yeah, look
He's
at it. It looks
looking,
great.
He's
Good for
looking
you.
strong. You know, he's got some weight, but you feel that he can swing his Guandao.
A
You
little
know.
bit of back problem.
Yeah. That's right.
It's
I
getting-
like the shininess that we have there on the cloth.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail.
It's
there.
looking. It's a nice balance.
Even just like the wrinkles of the cloth too. Oh wow.
This is the more military version of Guan Yu. So Team Color is coming out strong on this one.
Oh, and he's got the plume that the players always want. Good for you. Thank you for throwing that in there.
It's very successful.
It's more of a strap.
It is more of a strap, that's true, but it's in a plume
It's
spot.
floating
so
in
we'll-
the moment.
it's close enough, I hope, for our players.
Let's check this third one.
Nice. So this is a variation on the first set, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So you have those little symbols on the cloth that is complementary to the metal that he has on the chest and on the shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
I think players will have fun putting the player expression on the Wulin heroes,
Oh, definitely.
because we're each time we tackle a new heroes, new factions, or even on the previous sets, we're trying to understand and do better what we did so far, and we're trying to, hey, let's do better. What
Yeah,
did
let's
we do
push it
wrong? How
forward.
can we push it forward? And it's always it's a good challenge.
And now the viewer gets to enjoy seeing them in action. We're going to come back with Roman and Alex to demo them. So if you want to say anything else before we go?
I'm super hyped. I can't just wait for the expansion Marching Fire to be released. Having the reaction of the players, see how they appreciate them. I'm just like, let's get this thing out. You know,
Yeah.
just
Cool.
you.
For me, I actually didn't have time to play because I was working on this.
making it.
And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have a time when it released, but I wish I can put my hands on too, because I really wanna play all these new characters and then learn new
Get
characters.
good at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a great transition to Roman and the fight team. So thank you guys very much, as
You're welcome.
always. And now we're going to check these guys out in action. So we'll be right back with Roman. Yes. Okay. So, Alex, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
We have you mic'd in case you want to ad-lib anything. If there's something this guy forgets, even though I know he's very prepared, feel free to jump in and fill in the blanks. So we're finally ready to show the Nuxia and the Jiang Jun.
And so we start with
The Nuxia.
So the Nuxia, she's an assassin type of character. So she's a fast-paced character with neutral guard, but we will show that just in a minute. The concept of the character is she used to be a bodyguard. She used to be a bodyguard of a mighty. Stop doing that. Of a mighty Wulin general, and her general got betrayed. She took revenge on all of their enemies, and then she had to flee China. So that's why she arrived in the world of For Honor. That's a little bit quickly the backstory of the Nuxia. The important thing with that character is that she's fighting with dual hook swords. And as you're gonna see, those weapons have a huge part in the playstyle of the character. First, as I was saying, she's an assassin type of character, so neutral stance, she can block in all directions, but she can't maintain the block. Really dodgy and fast characters. Like all characters, she has a set of light and heavy attacks. Some chains. One thing that is cool with the heavy attack chain is that if you successfully land the last heavy in the chain, you can repositionate your opponent depending on the direction of the attack.
Oh, that's cool. The hook.
That's a nice thing of the character.
And of course it wall splat.
Yes, it has all those nice traits. Also, it's a character, since she's an assassin, she has a deflect, so maybe you want to set your opponent to attack you.
我的钩子了结
For
你。
that deflect, she has a quick stab.
Wait for it.
No pressure, Alex, nobody's watching you.
我的钩子了结你。
Nice.
Okay, so that's the basis of the character. But that character has one thing to add on top of that, is that she has a mechanic that's called trap. And basically, if you're trying to block a heavy attack, she can cancel those heavy attacks
你中招。
and grab your weapon, open your guard, and land a free attack into that. So that's really interesting because the only way to not get hit by that, to protect yourself, is to not, it's either to not block, like for example, Alex is trying not to do it on a direction that the boat is not guarding, or to attack. So it's a character that forces you to take the advantage, to try to take the advantage, because if you don't, then she can open you. And it's also, of course, really useful in a group fight scenario, because as an external attacker, as a backstabber, that's really useful also. So she's a simple character in the sense that there is not many more things around. As, then you can see Alex will be fighting a bit more with her. There's a little bit more depth to the character, but really that's the core concept of the character. It's a simple assassin with simple chains, light, heavy, heavies, dodge attack, deflect, and that trap mechanic where you can cancel any heavy attack into doing that. Meaning that if you're in your chain, you can use it, and it's pretty useful.
So she messes your block routine basically.
Exactly.
你中招。
She's not relying on super fast attacks to open.
Yeah.
And she also has it on her zone attack, which does a little trick.
Whoa!
If you try to block her zone attack, that's what will happen.
Damn.
Unless I don't do it.
It's amazing. She hooks the sword onto the end of the other sword.
Yeah.
And so how does it work input-wise? You cancel it with a guard break?
Yeah, you just have to press the guard break button
Yeah.
during like at the startup of the heavy attack.
And so how does it behave if the opponent is trying to parry you?
It does the same thing. If you go in active parry, it will still grab you.
Okay, maybe
So
you
the
can
only
show
way is
quickly-
to dodge or not block.
Yeah, maybe you can show quickly the move list of the character.
Yeah. Scroll through that puppy.
So we can see a little tease of the new menus, but we'll
Yes.
speak about that later on.
Max, can you remove that window, please?
Even if we are beautiful.
Or not? That's fine. it's fine.
But if your opponent tries to parry you, while you do that, then it's not gonna work. Because parrying is considered like an attack, so you're gonna go through. So she's forcing, by doing that, she's forcing a reaction when she tries to attack you. Because if you just try to parry, okay, maybe you can try to not block her, but then it's up to you, because if she was attacking you, then you
Then she lands, yeah.
So that's the really interesting mechanic of the character.
Oh!
And she has some nice.
Good lord.
Executions.
Are we also seeing the graphical updates here?
Yes.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Just like the shadows
Yeah.
and the grass.
The new lighting and yeah.
It's not only for PC, right?
Oh no. It's for all
All
platforms.
platforms. Improved lightings.
Yeah, I think that's good, Alex. Do just a little bit of a show like that. No, for real, just to give a little more of the people something to enjoy. Does she have any sort of sprinting attack or anything like that?
Oops. I think it's on light on her. Boom.
Nice.
The dodge light goes into the chain. Seize goes into the trap goes into the chain. And yeah.
Sweet.
So that's the Nuxia.
I love
That's
it.
the basis of the character.
I love
And we'll of course show more of her as we'll get released.
Oh, yes.
And you will be able to play her
So
on October 16.
she's the assassin of the cast.
Yes.
Because many people ask us, is she the assassin of the cast?
Right.
Yes, she is.
She's the assassin of the Four Wooling.
Cool. Let's keep rolling and check out the big man,
The wise man.
the big wise man, the Jiang Jun.
So, Jiang Jun is the hybrid of the Wooling. He's a mix between a Vanguard and a Heavy. And he's fighting with that really iconic weapon, that long lance that's called a Guandao. So it's a really heavy spear. And the character is really meant to be good in group fight scenario.
Sorry, did you say he's a hybrid?
Yes, he's a hybrid.
He's not a heavy?
No, it's a mix between a Vanguard and a Heavy. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you.
You don't seem to.
It just means we don't have a heavy.
Not yet.
Whoa!
And,
Tatsy, tatsy.
and so in terms of backstory, he used to be a mighty general of the Wooling army. He fought for years on the battlefield, never lost a battle, has a lot of feat of strength to in his past, did a lot of things. And then
I like that.
went
that
a
again.
little bit off. But now he's back.
All right.
Because he's looking for a fight that he can't win. He's looking for a mighty opponent that will strike him down. And he doesn't believe that it exists, actually. And so he's looking for that fight. So that's why he's exiting China and coming to the west of the world for honor. It's to look for that battle that he might lost, or that opponent that might strike him down.
Cool.
So that's the Jiang Jun. So defaults of the character, the basis. When he locks, he has his stance that he can maintain. And all of his default attacks have a lot of range. Not only forward, but also on the sides. All of his attacks are almost zone attack, whether it's light or heavy attack. And he has a set of simple chains, light, heavy, heavy. And then the finisher, depending on where you, what stance you do and what type of attack you do, it will be different. But because those attacks are powerful and have the same type of properties as zone attacks, of course, they cost a lot of stamina. And so the Jiang Jun has what we call
Sifu poise.
Sifu's poise.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's when you go down on the D-pad, on the right stick, sorry, and you will go back to that Sifu stance. And when he does that, he regenerates really fast his stamina. And so it also gives him dodge, and it can also cancel the recoveries of his attack with that pose.
And the startup.
And the startup of the AVs. So basically, the whole character is about doing those attacks, mixing it with that stance in order to regenerate his stamina, go back into it, use it to feint you or dodge your attack, etc. So it's character that, like I was saying, that is really strong in group fights because he can cleave multiple opponents, and he has different ways that he can defend himself. He can dodge, he can block, and he can use Sifu's poise. So maybe you can show us a little bit the type of combos and chains that the character has.
He's quick for a big man.
Yeah. He's a master.
Also, he has a dodge attack, so if you dodge plus A, plus heavy attack, and his dodge attack goes much further away than normal dodge attack, so it allows him to dodge more easily, especially in a good scenario. But they are a bit slower. But at any time during the dodge attack, you can cancel it with a light attack, and it will attack in the opposite state. So if you're dodging right with a heavy attack, you're gonna do a dodge attack on the right side.
Ooh.
But if you do light at the end, instead of attacking right, you will attack left. So that allows you to bait your opponent. And it's a chain starter, so then you can continue with them. Also, he has a really cool guard break. Where you use his Guandao. And you can set your bot to attack you and show the parry and the type of reaction that he gets out of parry.
Oops. Yeah.
Because he has some really strong counter-attack moves. So he has a zone attack out of parry, but if you go guard break,
Yeah.
and it drains stamina. So he's a really strong character in group scenario.
Oh,
He's really designed and made for
Amazing.
that. He's a little bit weaker in 1v1 scenarios, but he's meant really to be the group fighter.
Also, we missed there's a cancel on his forward dodge AV where you can kick.
Yes. So he has forward dodge heavy. It allows him to catch opponent that will roll, and if the guy is waiting for you, you can open him with that mini move. But it's a move that is really easy to dodge, so you need to use it wisely.
Roman, I
Yes.
have an update for you, my friend.
Yes.
I had our fact checkers look into the heavy thing, and he is indeed a heavy and not a hybrid.
Well, your fact checker is more.
Wow! Wow. Alex, what does chat
I
think?
think there is a debate.
I think this is super cool to see because now we've seen the fourth of the four Wulin that are coming with Marching Fire. It's cool to see the range of the four characters and how different all four of them are. It's really impressive, I think.
Wow.
They each have their own style and feel. He's
I,
just great.
I love playing with him personally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he
We
going to
play
replace
a
your
lot with,
Tensei?
I
And
don't
also,
know if anyone could replace my Tensei, but he's really cool to play.
and also, what is really interesting with the character is that
You just got married, Damon.
his
You shouldn't be
feats-
saying things like this.
his feats are really dedicated toward supporting people fighting with him or trapping the opponents.
Oh.
So, for example, he has his second level 2 feat. One of the level 2 feats that you can select that's called Benefaction. It's when you go into his Sifu's poise. Not only he regenerates his own stamina, but also he pulse a regenerating stamina effect around him.
Ultimate.
So if you're
Damn.
fighting close to him, then you will regenerate your stamina while he's in that pose.
Very cool.
Also, his level 3 feat, he has an effect that will heal anybody around him, any friend, around him, and that healing effect will be stronger the more enemies are. So if you're in a group fight scenario like team fight 4v4 and you trigger it, you're gonna heal your whole team for a massive amount of HP. This last one called Fiery Barrage, it's actually really useful. It's an AoE that you place on an opponent and it will trigger a zone of fireworks around the opponent. And if you try to cross it, it will stun him, remove all of his stamina, etc. So it's really a tool to isolate an opponent in a group scenario. That's pretty useful against the king, for example, when you're in the attacking team.
So what you're saying is that he's a strong hero in Breach.
Yeah, he's a good hero in Beach, but he's a good hero in any group fight scenario, basically. So that's why he's more an hybrid than a heavy. Is that his toolkit is more toward supporting and healing his team.
You haven't shared any feats of the Nuxia.
Yes, that's true. The Nuxia, she's really a dual-oriented character, and so all of her specific feats are to reinforce that. Like for example, her first feat, it's Deadly Duot, and it's a passive, and it allows her to deal more damage when she's 1v1. So when you're in 1v1 scenario, when there is nobody, no other friendly or opponents in a perimeter around you, you will get a damage buff that you will see on your bar, and you will see the effect on your hands, the glow on your hands, and that's only for duel. She also has a bind, like a feed that she activates, and when she activates it on the enemy, he cannot sprint, he cannot run, he cannot roll. So basically, if somebody is trying to flee from you, you activate that, and he can still face you, log, dodge, etc. But he cannot try to
away.
escape, or he's gonna lose stamina extra, so you will be able to catch him. That's really the idea of the character. Our last feat called Infection, it's really powerful. It's basically you place it on an opponent, and if that guy has friends around him, they will all get some dots. And the more people there are around, the more dots and the more damage they will get. So it's really to try to break the group fights, forcing the opposing team to spread.
Super cool.
That's the concept really of the Nuxia. So she's really a dual character trying to pick one guy out of the enemy team, whereas the Jiang Jun is trying to
She's the opposite.
have all his friends around him, to buff them, heal them, regenerate their stamina, and use his AoE move against the opposing team.
And we gave a good look on his move set as well. Just making sure. If not, let's do it now.
Yeah, sure.
We can cut back
I
Max.
love this execution.
Giving people the good stuff. They love this thing. A lot of moves.
Yeah.
A lot of moves.
Very strong character.
Cool. Well, guys,
Well, that's it for those two fighters.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's hard to pick a favorite in those four characters.
know.
It's really hard.
they all have a
Yeah.
lot going for them. I like it. I like it a lot. And maybe someday soon people will get to try them out. I don't know.
Who knows?
But that is not all, friends. We have more to show from Marching Fire, and we can do it right now.
Yes.
So let's check out our new mode, Arcade.
Arcade.
Hey!
Hey!
That wasn't quad.
Yes.
Who are we?
Who are we? We're Ubisoft Montreal.
We are.
We work on For Honor.
Apparently.
Je pense que c'est le
And,
seul.
and we're about to reveal Arcade.
Arcade. You teased this at E3.
And maybe some of the new menu at the same time.
Maybe some of the new menu. You did like little crabby hands.
Yeah. Why not?
You did something weird with your hands on the show, and people were like, why is he doing this thing? Did you see that?
No.
There's a whole thread about why Damien did this weird thing with his hands. I don't know.
I'm communicating with the other world. I don't know.
Yes, let's get into Arcade. So you teased it way back at E3. We
Yes,
didn't talk
did.
about it in detail, but you did say that it was coming.
Yes.
The new PvE content, yes.
For Gamescom, we're ready to show it.
Yeah.
So not only is Breach a new mode coming to Marching Fire, which we've shown, and we're
Yes.
super excited about, 4v4 Castle Siege mode called Breach, but there's also Arcade.
And Arcade is part of the Marching Fire expansion.
Right, right. So let's get into it.
So this is what you get when you pay the $30. You get the 4 Wooling Heroes and Arcade.
And before we play the mode, we have a little trailer to show.
Ooh,
And we're going to check that out right now.
let's go.
challenge! Bring it on!
Look at that!
Hey, hey!
Hey!
Arcade
Do they see what we see?
They don't.
You
No.
should, Max, show them.
Max,
because
come
it's
on.
amazing.
Killing me.
It's
I'm
our
dying. I'm literally dead.
it's our
Just
it's
cut.
our new main menu.
Please.
Show it. The
Max.
new landing page of Foreigner.
Please cut.
And
to the-
marching.
There it is.
Look at that. Woohoo! It's so good. And in fact, it's showing one of your hero. So whoever, if you have customized it and it's random, it's purely random. So here apparently we haven't customized the Chendi.
Yeah, it
but
shows the
it's
current
really
state of your
cool.
roster.
You see the new news. It's really celebrating our heroes. I love our new menu.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see on the top screen, you have some placeholder images and things like that because it's a Gamescom demo.
Right.
So some stuff are still very much work in progress.
Yep.
But you can see how the game will look like. Little tease.
Little tease.
Little tease in October.
Oh, we can also show them the hero grid.
So we will, because he will select a hero.
Yes, right in the arcade.
So let's go in this new
Spoilers, you select heroes in
arcade.
arcade. Yeah, okay.
So we have 5 type of quests. So before going to the details,
Yeah,
what
high
is
level here.
what is arcade? Roman, do you want to say what is arcade?
So Arcade is a new PvE experience in For Honor. It has been developed by Studio Gobo in Brighton.
Again.
the Go
So,
Bros.
The same guys that did maps for the past 4 seasons now. That did the new trials, the arena. Now they delivered for us the arcade mode. And basically, arcade, it's sorry, I had my hand on the
Yeah.
microphone.
And it's the past 2 seasons.
No,
No, see, 2
two?
seasons.
Okay, 2 seasons.
Yes.
Sorry. And arcade, it's like I was saying, it's a PvE experience. It's you in the main menu, you select a quest, and inside that quest, you have a series of battle, and each battle is different. It's in a different place against different opponents, and you will have modifiers.
Yeah.
Whether your attack always deal bleed damage, or you're on fire and so you have a limited time to accomplish the battle, or your opponent has 3 times the normal amount of HP, or these kind of things. And there is a lot of different modifiers, more than 20 or 30, applied either to the opponents or to the players, and they are different every time you play an adventure. And the last thing is arcade. It's also available in co-op,
Yes,
so you can play with your friend.
that's really cool.
That's pretty
And
nice.
and as we can see, you have 5 different choices. So this is based on the gear you have. The better the gear, the more difficult it is, depending on in which quest you go.
If I could
Yes,
just
yes,
interrupt
yes.
you, because
Yes.
you said this is a work in progress UI-wise.
Yeah.
It says gear stats are on. that is no longer a thing in Marching
Exactly.
Fire. So
This
Forget
is not
that line.
replaced yet. It
should
should
say
be.
perks
It should
on.
say perks
Yeah.
on, because perks will be
correct.
also
Available.
working in arcade.
Yep.
So yes, so you need to have a recommended gear rank before joining into one of those quests. So let's say I'm a newcomer or I want to play with a new hero, I should go into the gray one, the common quest. This will be the most accessible one. I can try the rare one, the blue one, but if I do so, it will be pretty hard because you
You'll get
have
your ass kicked.
you have some handicap based on, or bonuses based on the gear you have, if you have better or worse gear than what is the gear recommended. And if you go into legendary with gray gear, you will get completely destroyed, one hit killed, and deal very, 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 very small.
I'm
amount of
excited
damage.
when this is out to see
So,
the videos of people doing
Yeah,
that.
trying to do that. Yeah.
But all your characters are shared between PvP and arcade.
Yeah, this
So
is
you
very
select the
important.
same character, you have the same gear. Any reward that you get into arcade
Works in PvP
works
and
in
vice
PvP.
versa.
It's
Yeah.
the same character. It's not like campaign where it was two different progression with the different
Yeah.
rosters of heroes. Here it's the same roster, same heroes. The heroes that you've unlocked in
Yeah.
PvP, you can play them in arcade. You equip them with gear, etc. It's same progression.
Was it a little moment for you back in season 5? I know we did the special event mode. That was a
Question
PvE
metal,
mode.
yeah.
Yeah. Was it a little moment where you're like, aha, I guess people are interested in this type of
But
gameplay?
we were already
Working
we already
on
started
arcade.
Gobo, and again shout out to the team at Gobo, because really you're gonna see it's really cool. But they already started working on that. It was early, so it was like, cool, it works. People seem to like it. Okay,
Good.
you're gonna see it's even bigger and better than what that game mode was. But yes, it's a follower.
Cool.
So reward-wise, you gain, as Roman said, the same type of rewards done in PvP. So you get loot, you gain XP, you gain steel. You can also deploy troops. You will earn troops that will be automatically deployed to your war banner.
So if I want
in-
to, I can do all my progression in arcade mode.
Yeah, you can. You can. And you
Cool.
can also, let's say today you have only 10 minutes and you don't want to go into a PvP match, or you can go for arcade, or you can spend 2 hours and try to beat a harder difficulty ones. It really depends on your mood and what you want to do.
You're missing a little bit of XP on the character to level him up. You
Yeah.
can go and do a quick encounter.
XP boost is working there, so all the systems are working
Great.
there. And you have some exclusive cosmetic loot that is also available for arcade mode that you can't get elsewhere. A bit like we do in tournaments, so you have chances to loot those, a bit like we do in ranked. in
Cool.
fact.
All right. Well, let's check it out. I want to see it in action.
So the first difficulty is pretty easy. It should be a piece of cake for Alex. Should be. Even if he plays blindly.
Yes. we have a look here at
So
the new
here
grid.
you can see that he has the recommended gear with any type of hero. We can see, as you said, the new grid. Look at those handsome heroes, splits per faction.
Which one should I take?
Woolen 1. Your favorite Woolen. So this is where you warm up.
So there are still some glitch and bug
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the menu.
of
As you
course.
see, you are able to
So-
select your fit. There's no fit in
yeah.
arcade.
There is a story arc, so we just saw a narrative page. So
Each quest has his own story.
Cool.
You can see the little modifier.
Give a little bit of context to what you're doing.
All right. Let's see if Alex can make it happen.
So here, as you can see, there are some traps.
So maybe you can show quickly
So
the modifiers
you can use those.
Yeah, you can see that.
in the start menu.
Yeah,
see.
show off those
Yeah,
modifiers.
it cannot be unbalanced.
On start,
Yes.
ouais,
Yeah,
on
press
start menu.
start. Yeah.
There we go.
So
match
Boop.
Sorry.
modifiers. detail.
Boom.
So here you can see that you have a shield that regenerates, and you cannot unbalance your enemy. And this screen can also be accessed very quickly with the same button as the scoreboard, whenever you want.
With the back button.
Yep.
So that's a really easy quest.
Yeah.
It's a grey one. It's really an entry-level quest. You don't need any gear to be at the correct level of difficulty. If you have better gear, of course, it's going to be even more easy to do. But it's really an entry-level quest. So grey gear, easy difficulty. Should be really fast. And the thing is, each quest is different. Every time you launch a quest,
So even the same narrative quest could be different.
There's gonna be different and random elements in each quest.
Yeah.
The maps, the arena, the modifiers, the boat that you're facing, every time is different. So you can do the same great quest 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and it's gonna be every time a different experience.
Yeah, because we have different story arcs that tell different type of stories, and then when the system picks a story, then he generates randomly which map, which heroes, which modifiers that could be played following the rules established by the story.
Cool.
So are you being challenged right now? or-
He did die while you were talking. But
I was listening.
yeah, he was just enraptured by
So the modifier detail page is also something you can access during the loading moment,
I like that image.
which is also useful for the players that try to prepare themselves.
Are you a player that prepares himself?
Yeah, always. I like to anticipate what's going on.
I don't believe that.
So here,
Based on how you prepare for the Warriors,
here
then I
for
don't
example, we can check right away that, okay, your opponent has no modifiers.
And every time he's gonna land a heavy attack, the opponent is gonna fall. So here it's really an
Bye-bye!
Did you are you triggering those emotes?
And so,
or
so,
just-
so
there's like
each,
an end flow
each
thing?
battle is a chapter. You have only 4 chapters on the lowest difficulty, but the higher
that number can
difficulty
change.
you
Yeah.
go, the more chapters you will get.
Yeah.
Right.
So in Legendary, you have 6 chapters.
Oh, 1v2.
Ah, and look who's there!
It's our old buddy. Is it Gudmundur?
good mother.
Good mundo. So sometimes we reuse some of those also in arcade. So the warden is dealing less damage, and I didn't check what Good Mundo is doing.
Oh my god.
So all the
Very
traps,
stamina.
even if there is ledges or not in the map, etc., that is part of the arena, and that can change
Yeah.
between the
Yeah.
battles.
So like if you get this story again, there's not necessarily that fire trap right
And
there.
it's not necessarily that arena, and it's
Cool.
not necessarily that warden.
And even that time of day.
Yeah.
Take that, Good Mundo.
Revenge!
So there is revenge. Perks are active as well.
Bad Munder is more like it. Oh, man. He's still going. I should have timed that better.
Quest
Bad Munder is
plus.
more like it.
With the blood, it's a bit scary. It's like, I'm not sure I want to see that.
Yes, that is our.
I was about to
And
say
then
something.
at the end of the quest, so we cut here because the screens are still work in progress, and Damien don't want to show you too much ugly stuff.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you get XP, like you
You
were
get-
saying.
you get all the
XP,
rewards.
You get loot. You
And-
get your war assets. You get your troops to deploy for the faction war, and some potential exclusive rewards.
And for the first time, we do something new on arcade. Is that the amount of reward you get is also based on the time you spent. So if you retry a lot because it's very hard,
Yeah,
you will
hard
get
time.
more reward. We take that also a bit into account to not punish players that try more
Die,
challenging
yeah.
ones and die a lot in a row, because it's also a game mode based a lot on die and retry until you figure out the right strategy based on the modifiers you play with. So what do we play right now?
Well, I was
Alex?
just going to ask if we
it
could show one of the
started by
harder
itself.
ones,
So
Okay.
just to see how intense it can be. Did you already
So-
select one?
We will do. Do you want to do a legendary? I think with non-progress hero is impossible.
No.
Maybe you could do a blue or a purple.
Perp. Get that
Purple.
perp. Oh, the perp's locked.
Yeah, it's locked in the Gamescom demo. Do the blue, and then we'll do the yellow one.
Beautiful.
Lex Talionis, as the sole survivor of the siege castle. Blah, blah, blah.
You're hunting down.
So here you can see,
Nemesis.
wait, you can see that the gear you're selecting, so if you go back to loadout 1, you can see that the game is telling you, oh, you have a gray equipment, might not be good for you.
Yeah, what?
Then we have on the second loadout, we have better gear, so then it's recommended. Could you try to do it with the non-recommended gear?
the gray one.
just to see
Yeah,
how much
ju-
you
just
kick
to
your
show.
ass.
How harder it gets.
Boiling blood. Time to make them pay.
And then we on higher difficulty, it's only bot level 3, it's only things like that also come into play. We use more modifiers as well in higher difficulties.
Mhm.
So
Like we tried the.
Oh boy.
So here you start, you're bleeding,
Oh,
and
boy.
your opponent has a shield.
Oh boy.
You're gonna see it's not gonna deal that much damage.
and sometimes you can see there are soldiers on the map. We have archers as well that can hit you at distance, which is very painful.
Oh no.
You can see he's already dealing a lot of damage.
Oh boy.
Right in the eye.
And executing you,
More.
and hopefully taunting you.
Yeah.
Et voilà!
And we tried the.
Learn the hard way.
We tried the legendary one with no gear and everything one shots you.
Yeah. So here you're one rarity above, so you start having tougher modifiers, but also you don't have the right gear, so it makes the whole
Yeah.
thing much harder.
Yeah, you have 0 gear.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could have gray gear that is better,
Yeah,
and
and
you won't have that much
of a difference. Yeah.
negative.
I like though, as it gets harder, the modifiers are more creative, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really-
there are more modifiers.
But levels are stronger as well.
There's different combination of modifiers also at a different difficulty level. If you kill some minions, you're gonna regenerate life.
Oh, he's almost
Because
dead.
you're
oh
bleeding
God, you're
off of
bleeding.
the-
Oh God. Oh. Oh.
Should have read them more.
Bleed to
very-
death,
HP
HP
on
on
kills.
kills.
Hello.
Yeah.
So every time you kill, so
So in
here-
fact, the soldiers here are
Part of
good
the
tool
strategy.
for you. Yeah. And I wouldn't kill half of them at the beginning when I'm full
Yeah,
life,
but
but it's an interesting strategy.
No backseat
At
fighting.
the same
gaming.
time, you don't want them to hit you.
Yeah, it's a dilemma.
Yeah, and you are dealing pretty low damage to this guy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so it's
You're really
part
gonna
of the
chip
gear
away.
difference. So yeah, this is well played. Now
I like it though. I like that it has that element of when you load it up, there's the split second of like, ah, shit. Like when you see what the modifiers are of your opponent. I like that moment of momentary panic. And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's how I live my life.
little revenge for the fun.
no,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
too bad.
So this is, and maybe you can redo it, but with the right gear, just to show the difference.
Or maybe a much
I
better
don't think I
gear.
can.
Yeah,
It's gonna load a different one.
yeah,
it's
but
it's
you can-
okay if
same
it's a
thing.
different
not,
one,
not the same
but
encounter, but
just
the
to show,
different.
and this way we'll see the randomness
Yeah.
of it
Yes.
as well.
Oh, I like this.
And just the first encounter. Again.
Yeah, do blue with blue. This way we see that what is part of the gear difference and what is part of the difficulty.
Blue with blue. I like that.
Blue with blue.
It's the name of the Damien Keegan jazz album. Blue with blue.
To quit, non? Ah non,
Non.
ah non, t'as fait play new quest. Ok. Nice. The saboteurs. As you approach one of their hideouts, you meet some resistance and deadly traps. So will we have traps on the maps?
Let's see.
Hopefully. I cross fingers.
Ooh.
So you regenerate a shield the Berserker is dealing more damage, and the Gladiator is dealing more chip damage. So here, as you can see, you are dealing more damage than before. And, and she should
Wow.
deal less.
Okay.
There are some captains sometimes as well. And you can see that we have the little objective icon on top of the enemies you need to kill to win that chapter. So you don't have to kill the captain. It could be part of your strategy, but you don't have to kill the captain to win the
But I like that part of her
chapter.
strategy was
Yeah.
to draw you into the captain. It's brutal.
So if you block, he still deals you some damage.
So as you can see, same playlist, first encounter,
Totally different.
Yeah,
totally different.
yeah.
And yes, no traps. We're still tweaking how the
Maybe there are
narrative
some
is,
traps behind.
how the narrative is
We
split.
didn't went on the whole map.
Got him.
Because also we try to not have everything everywhere on the map. So sometimes you need to drag an enemy at a specific place if you want to use a ledge or if you want to use a trap. So it's also part of the strategy. So, and as you can see, in blue difficulty you have 5 chapters and not 4.
Yeah, and not
So it's also part
So we're
of the
gonna stop
things
right
that,
here.
that
Yes.
change. And I think show the modifiers just for fun, and we'll stop there. So she burns to death. She deals more damage when she's low HP, which is interesting because the more she loses health by herself, the more damage she will deal.
So she's on
And
fire.
You're having
Oh.
less stamina. You're costing more.
You know, you could say you could call her a flamin' shaman.
Payment shaman. I like it.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Et voilà.
Wow.
Nice way to end this arcade demo. We'll have more to reveal
Oh yeah.
about it, of course. But we wanted to show you a sneak peek of what the press will be able to play
Indeed.
at Gamescom.
So to sum up, it's PvE experience where you can play your character, the same character that you play in PvP.
Yeah,
Get
same
XP,
progression.
get loot, get reward for them, and the difficulty is based on the playlist you select.
Yeah.
The harder the playlist, the higher the gear requirement. If you don't have the correct gear, it's a bit tougher. If you have a better gear, it's a bit easier,
And the better the reward.
and the better the rewards.
Damien, there's one thing you haven't talked about.
There's one thing I haven't talked about. It's called the weekly quests.
Yes.
It's something that we plan to release post-launch. It's one of the things we want to do. So like any of the things we've done in Inferno before, things will evolve after launch. Arcade is it's also true for arcade. And we want to do quests that are static, so that are not random like the ones we saw, that are static for the whole week.
So kind of curated by someone here on the
Curated
team.
by one of the designer.
That's cool.
And that is hopefully harder and grants you some other rewards.
Some exclusive rewards.
Yeah, some exclusive rewards. So more to be revealed about that.
But that's
as
going to
well.
be after the release.
Yeah, that doesn't come with
Exactly.
with Marching Fire. Comes sometime after.
Yes.
Exactly.
Got it.
And
No, go ahead. I was just doing.
there is one thing we haven't talked about that I think is really cool with arcade mode, is the fact that if you own arcade mode, so if you bought the Marching Fire expansion, you can invite anyone to play arcade with you. So you don't have to have the 2 players that own arcade mode. If the host owns arcade mode, he can invite his friend to play arcade mode with him, even if his friend hasn't bought the Marching Fire expansion.
What?
And that's really cool.
That's really nice.
That's very cool.
Voilà, c'est tout. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
That's super cool. All platforms. For
All
that.
platforms, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
All platforms, October 16th.
Yeah. Okay. Well. That is actually our show. Believe it or not.
Amazing.
I think I want to just recap for people about the pre-order.
Yeah. Marching
Now
Fire
they have
expansion.
seen our other 2 heroes. They have seen our mode arcade.
Yeah. So if you want to get the 4 heroes
I do.
at the launch of Marching Fire,
2 weeks ahead, in fact.
2 weeks ahead, and access
2
to
weeks
arcade
earlier
mode,
than
invite
everybody
your
else.
friend on arcade mode, have fun on arcade, get the Marching Fire expansion with the pre-order for $30. And you seem suspicious, but that's what it is, you know, Eric.
I was just getting updates from the chat. That's
You
so
know,
lively.
you know. Yeah.
Shout
But,
out to
you know-
everybody in chat.
Yeah. Woo!
Yes, thank you for doing that for me while I was distracted. That was great.
It's fine.
Yes, you get the pre-order bonus outfits.
I forgot that.
You get
yes.
the early access to all 4 Wulin.
Yeah.
You get arcade mode.
Yeah.
You get Breach.
Yes. Breach, you don't have to pre-order to get
It's
Breach.
true.
So Breach is part of the Marching Fire update.
That's right.
So if you don't buy the Marching Fire expansion, you will get access to the 4 heroes after the 2 weeks early access.
Correct.
You can practice with them at the beginning if you want.
Buy them with steel.
And you can buy them with steel. Exactly. Unlock them with steel. And you have access to all the updates that come with Marching Fire. We saw just now the new menus, and we have other stuff as well.
The visual enhancements,
the visual,
new lighting
exactly.
systems, new textures.
So much.
So much.
We're going to be showing so much to you over the coming weeks
Yeah.
that the rest.
And we have some surprises, other surprises.
do we?
We haven't revealed everything yet,
Ooh.
which is it's a huge expansion, a lot of work.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
So $29.99.
Yeah,
We haven't revealed the price point before today.
I think
so
we did.
Yeah, we did.
I said 30
Before
bucks.
today.
Before today, yes.
Before
Sorry.
today.
Who are we? What is the chat saying about that?
Oh, they love it. All right, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time on this future recording of our Gamescom Warriors Den. We will be back next week.
Enjoy raining Inferno
Yes.
while
last
we
week of it.
enjoy Germany
Eating schnitzel.
and Bratwurst
I'm going to eat a lot of schnitzel.
and Milchschnitte and so many things to eat.
Okay.
Abort!
Thank you, guys. We will see you next week. We're not going away. We'll be back live again next week with more to show. So,
Always more.
thank you and see you next
Thank
time.
you.
See you. For honor, baby!
Hell yeah!